Europe is known for its beauty, and the beauty of European countries attracts the whole world, due to which people from all over the world come here. But you will be surprised when we show you some famous European countries that are going to disappear completely in 2024 due to immigrants and many other reasons. So watch the video till the end and you will understand. So in today's video, we are going to show you top 10 fastest collapsing countries in Europe. But before starting the video, I want to request we put our best efforts to create our every single video, so please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's start. Number 10, Germany. At number 10, we have Germany, Europe's economic powerhouse. But all is not well in this giant. Germany's economy, deeply reliant on exports and advanced industries, is being shaken by a shift to renewable energy and the shutdown of its nuclear plants. The loss of affordable Russian gas following the Ukraine invasion has further intensified energy crises. In 2021, Germany announced plans to phase out coal by 2038, leading to concerns about energy security and prices. The increasing cost of energy has hit households hard, leading to protests against rising utility bills. Additionally, Germany faces a shrinking workforce due to an aging population, leaving businesses struggling with rising labor costs and productivity losses. In 2023, it was estimated that 1 in 5 Germans will be over 65 by 2035. The country's pension system is under strain, with fewer workers contributing to a system that supports an increasing number of retirees. While immigrants, who make up nearly 29% of the population, are often blamed for economic woes, many experts argue they are filling critical job shortages in sectors like healthcare and technology. This influx of immigrants has led to cultural shifts and rising nationalistic sentiments, particularly among older generations. Despite these tensions, Germany's educational and vocational training systems remain strong, helping to integrate newcomers into the workforce. With competition in key industries like automotive and manufacturing rising from countries like China and the US, fears of recession loom. Germany's economic machine is stalling, and there are increasing calls for reforms in taxation, labor laws, and environmental policies to navigate the complex challenges ahead. Number 9, Netherlands. Coming in at number 9 is the Netherlands. Known for its iconic windmills and canals, this small but densely populated nation is battling a severe housing crisis. The population has surged to over 17 million, driven in part by immigration and high birth rates, leading to soaring housing prices. In cities like Amsterdam and Utrecht, demand for housing far outstrips supply, leading to a scarcity of affordable homes and increasing homelessness. The government has initiated several measures to address the crisis, including rent controls and investments in new housing developments. However, these solutions often face backlash from property developers and residents who fear a decline in property values. Additionally, immigrants fill vital roles in sectors like agriculture, technology, and healthcare, yet concerns about job competition in lower-wage positions persist, leading to social tensions. Despite its wealth and robust economy, these challenges threaten the country's long-term stability. The Dutch government is under pressure to balance growth with sustainability, particularly as environmental issues loom larger on the global stage. As the country grapples with these multifaceted problems, the future of its social cohesion remains uncertain. Number 8, Ireland. Number 8 is Ireland. With its lush landscapes and rich history, Ireland is facing modern problems that challenge its growth and stability. The country has experienced a post-pandemic economic boom, with a significant influx of foreign investment from tech giants and pharmaceutical companies. However, this growth has come at a cost, as housing demand has skyrocketed, especially in cities like Dublin, where prices and rents are through the roof. In Dublin, average rent prices have increased by over 30% in just a few years, driving many working-class citizens and young professionals to seek affordable housing in the suburbs or even further afield. An influx of immigrants has further strained the housing market, intensifying the crisis. Social tensions are rising with rapid demographic changes, as the traditional Irish identity evolves to accommodate a more diverse population. Healthcare is another critical issue, as the system is crumbling under the pressure of increased demand. Long waiting times for procedures and limited resources are frustrating both patients and professionals. The government has attempted reforms, but the lack of funding and infrastructure continues to hinder progress. With Brexit causing additional uncertainty in trade and labor, Ireland's future economic stability depends on how well it can address these intertwined issues. Number 7. Belgium. Belgium takes the 7th spot. Famous for its waffles and as the home of the EU, Belgium is facing a political identity crisis that threatens its cohesion. The country is deeply divided between its French-speaking Walloon and Dutch-speaking Flemish regions, causing government dysfunction and long political deadlocks. Since the 2019 elections, Belgium has struggled to form a stable government, leading to frustration among citizens and a decline in trust in political institutions. Economic disparities between the two regions are pronounced, especially with Wallonia's higher unemployment rates compared to the more prosperous Flanders. This economic divide fuels social tensions, leading to protests and calls for more regional autonomy. High public debt, which has surpassed 100% of GDP, and struggles with immigration, particularly concerning integration policies, have only added to Belgium's woes. Moreover, the country faces significant challenges in addressing climate change, as it grapples with outdated energy infrastructure and high carbon emissions. The Belgian government has committed to reducing emissions, but achieving these goals while maintaining economic stability is a complex task. As political and social unrest continues to simmer, Belgium's future remains uncertain. Number 6. United Kingdom. At number 6 is the United Kingdom. Once a symbol of global influence, the UK is facing the fallout from Brexit, which has drastically altered its economic and political landscape. The departure from the EU has led to new trade barriers and regulatory complexities that have affected businesses across the nation. Rising inflation, especially in energy and food costs, has triggered a severe cost of living crisis, with many households struggling to make ends meet. Frequent leadership changes and political instability exacerbate these problems. The Conservative Party's internal divisions over economic policies and public spending have left the government in disarray, with many citizens questioning the direction of the country. The aging population adds to the strain on social services, particularly the National Health Service, NHS, which is facing record waiting times and staffing shortages. Moreover, the UK is grappling with regional disparities, as cities like London thrive while rural areas suffer from economic neglect. The divide has led to increased calls for regional investment and support. As the UK navigates these tumultuous times, the path forward remains fraught with challenges, particularly regarding its international relationships and domestic unity. Number 5. Portugal. Portugal lands at number 5. Known for its beautiful landscapes and rich culture, the country is struggling with significant economic and demographic challenges. While tourism has flourished in recent years, contributing to economic growth, the high public debt limits investments in crucial areas like infrastructure and healthcare. Public debt stands at over 120% of GDP, restricting the government's ability to respond effectively to social needs. Slow wage growth combined with high living costs in cities like Lisbon has widened economic inequality, forcing young professionals to leave in search of better opportunities abroad. This brain drain exacerbates the challenges of an aging population, which places even more pressure on healthcare and social security systems. In rural areas, the exodus of younger generations has led to deserted towns and declining economic activity. The government has implemented various reforms to address these issues, focusing on attracting foreign investment and boosting the tech sector. However, success has been uneven, and many citizens remain skeptical about the government's ability to address their concerns. As Portugal navigates its economic landscape, the need for a comprehensive and inclusive approach becomes ever more pressing. Number 4. France. Number 4 is France, a global leader in culture and cuisine but grappling with internal unrest. The nation has been rocked by frequent protests, from the Yellow Vests movement, which began in 2018 in response to rising fuel prices, to strikes over pension reforms that continue to resonate across the country. High unemployment, particularly among the youth, remains a thorn in the country's side, with youth unemployment rates reaching over 20% in some regions. France's welfare programs are extensive, but they come at the cost of high taxes, leaving many citizens frustrated as rising living costs make day-to-day life increasingly difficult. The cost of living crisis, compounded by inflation and stagnant wages, has led to widespread dissatisfaction with the government's policies. Moreover, France faces challenges in integrating immigrants, particularly from North Africa, into its society and economy. Cultural tensions often surface, leading to debates about national identity and social cohesion. As the country approaches the 2027 presidential elections, the political landscape is shifting, with the rise of far-right parties capitalizing on public discontent. France's ability to address its internal challenges will determine its stability in the coming years. Number 3. Greece. Greece, once the cradle of democracy, takes the third spot. After a decade of economic crises, Greece has struggled to recover fully from the effects of austerity measures imposed during its financial bailout. Despite some positive indicators such as increased tourist arrivals and a slight GDP growth, poverty remains rampant, with around 30% of the population living below the poverty line. Social unrest is widespread, with protests and strikes becoming common as citizens express their frustration over economic hardships. Youth unemployment is particularly devastating, with rates exceeding 40%, leading to a brain drain as skilled young Greeks leave for better opportunities abroad. This exodus threatens the country's future prospects and workforce sustainability. The government has attempted to attract foreign investment and revitalize the economy, but challenges remain. Tourism, which contributes a whopping 20% to the nation's GDP, remains a double-edged sword. While it provides much-needed revenue, Greece remains vulnerable to external shocks. One only has to look at how the COVID-19 pandemic crippled its economy. With rising geopolitical tensions in the region, particularly with Turkey, Greece's stability will be crucial in ensuring its economic recovery and social cohesion. Number 2. Spain. At number 2 is Spain, a country renowned for its vibrant culture, stunning architecture, and rich history, but it now grapples with significant internal challenges that threaten its stability. Although Spain has made strides in recovering from the devastating effects of the 2008 financial crisis, the scars remain evident, particularly in its labor market, where youth unemployment rates hover around 30%, leaving many young Spaniards disillusioned and seeking opportunities abroad. The housing market has become a critical issue, with soaring property prices in major cities like Madrid and Barcelona exacerbating economic inequality. As demand for housing continues to outpace supply, young professionals and low-income families are increasingly priced out of the market. Many are forced to either live with parents or seek work in less expensive regions, deepening the sense of disconnection between urban centers and rural areas. Despite government attempts to control rental prices through regulations, these measures often encounter resistance from landlords and property developers, leading to ongoing tensions in the housing sector. Political fragmentation further complicates Spain's landscape, as regional independence movements, most notably in Catalonia and the Basque Country, continue to challenge national unity. The struggle for greater autonomy has fueled social and political strife, prompting protests and political debates that frequently dominate headlines. As the central government grapples with these competing interests, it must also navigate economic recovery efforts amid rising public debt and fiscal pressures. Spain's economy is also facing challenges from global economic shifts and inflation, particularly in essential goods like food and energy. The cost of living crisis has put additional strain on households, prompting calls for government intervention to support those most affected. As political parties maneuver ahead of upcoming elections, the potential for instability looms, with rising populist sentiments on both ends of the political spectrum. The path forward for Spain is fraught with complexity, as it seeks to balance economic growth with social equity. The ability to foster inclusivity and address the needs of its diverse population will be crucial in shaping Spain's future and ensuring a more equitable society for all. Number 1. Italy. And finally, at number 1 is Italy. Famed for its culture, food, and history, Italy is now teetering on the brink of economic collapse. Public debt is a staggering 140% of its GDP, making it one of the most indebted countries in Europe. The aging population adds immense pressure on its healthcare and pension systems, which are already struggling to cope with demand. In 2022, it was reported that nearly a quarter of the population is over 65, intensifying concerns about the sustainability of social programs. Youth unemployment continues to rise, with many young Italians leaving for job opportunities abroad, exacerbating the demographic crisis. Italy's geographical position as a primary entry point for migrants has fueled significant social tensions, as rising anti-immigrant sentiments gain traction among certain political factions. The government's handling of immigration policies has come under scrutiny, with calls for comprehensive reforms to balance humanitarian responsibilities with security concerns. Additionally, Italy faces economic challenges stemming from corruption, bureaucratic inefficiencies, and regional disparities between the affluent north and the struggling south. As Italy grapples with these interconnected issues, the road ahead is filled with uncertainty. The future of Italy's economy will hinge on its ability to implement structural reforms, foster social cohesion, and restore confidence in its institutions. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.